Yeah, I like this one, man. The concept of this one is a little better.
Right.
It's more like a...
Gotta make sure you gotta upgrade yourself. Or try to get killed.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. Yeah, man. Yo, bro, I'm gonna give you a call and probably the
Robinhood
next hour
is an investing app that lets you buy and sell.
Alright.
the video's finished.
Alright.
Alright, bro.
Alright. Peace.
Peace.
Stocks, ETFs, and cryptocurrencies, all commission.
Rev up your engine! Alphonbot says, hello, is it worth it to use your car for Uber or Lyft to make money, or is it wear and tear on your vehicle? It's a lot of wear and tear on your vehicle, and it depends on how hard you want to go into Uber or Lyft to make serious money. Because I use them all the time, flying around the country. I don't drive anywhere. I fly, and then I take the Ubers to the airport and back, and to the hotels, and to meetings, whatever. And I talked to a lot of Uber drivers, and I got customers here in Houston. I work on the cars that drive Uber. If you're a serious Uber driver and you're going to put in a lot of time, go to places where you can make money and you got a good personality and people will tip you, you can make a reasonable amount of money. If you're just kind of doing it and thinking, I want to try it, I talked to people that did that, and they told me that basically they were making less than minimum wage when they included the wear and tear, the insurance, the money they spent on gasoline, because you got to do it full time to make any serious money. And if you're only going to do it a little, you're not going to make that much money on it. You're probably going to put more wear and tear in your car than you're ever going to get back from the little bit of money that you make, because it's just not that profitable of a thing unless you do it full time and really hustle. Joe G says, you should respond to more of the comments people leave you. Try. Hey, I'm already working all the time. When I started doing this 10 years ago on YouTube, well, more than 10, 12 years ago now, I actually answered every single question that people asked me. I spent a lot of time, actually spend more time now, but I did answer every question that people asked me. But I now have over 450 million views. There's no way I could possibly react to all those comments. That's why I do these live car talks, so people get a chance to ask the question and have to answer it live. I mean, there's only one me, and there's only 24 hours a day, so I can't answer them all. It's physically and mentally impossible. Rick AP says, will Mazda's rotary engine ever make a comeback? Well, I kind of doubt it. It's already made a couple of comebacks, and they both failed. The problem with rotary engines is small, they put out a lot of power, and they can burn just about anything. I remember when they first came out, somebody ran one on perfume. They can run on just about anything, but they get horrendous gas mileage, and because of their design, they have like a triangular rotor system, so the edge of each of the three triangle edges have rotor seals on them, and those apex seals go bad and they end up burning off. So I doubt if it will ever make a comeback. We're very hard to meet the anti-pollution standards. They get horrible gas mileage. Everything that the governments are looking for, they don't do. So Justin Rodriguez says, Scotty, I'm thinking about my mama 72 Nova. What's your thought on that car? Here's the thing. If it's been done over and it's been restored, hey, they were very reliable cars in those days. They were nothing like the later Chevy Nova that was just a rebadged Toyota Corolla that could run forever, but it was a car that was big for families and stuff like a Nova that had room. The only thing you got to realize is, okay, if your mother's older, she wants power steering and power brakes, make sure it has that on. If it's been done over and it's got power every time, go right ahead. Hey, they're big cars. If she puts her seatbelt on, it's a relatively safe car for driving around. Sikorsky says, Scotty, I'm having problems with my 2002 Grand Prix Pontiac. ABS light is on. When I check the scan tool, it shows not available for all wheel sensors. It's likely all sensors are bad or the module. It's not going to say NA. If the wheel sensors are bad, it will give you codes for the wheel sensors. It's saying there's no data available. Scan tools that do ABS are relatively high-level scan tools. If you've got a cheaper scan tool, odds are the scan tool probably just isn't working right, because I see that all the time. I have probably 50 different scan tools here. I get them free from companies. They help by using my videos. And sometimes I got to go through 3 or 4 of the cheaper ones before I get one that'll read ABS data. Where If I plug in my $5,500 one, it immediately reads them. So you might, just out of curiosity, pay a guy like me that has good equipment just to see what's going on with it. It could just be that your scan tool isn't reading it. Now, if it's correct and there's no data, odds on the module's going to bad. Arthur Kowalski says, Scotty, I want to buy an old Russian Lada. What do you think? Well, it depends where you live. They never sold them in the United States, so you have one heck of a time trying to get parts for that Lada. You know, good luck in finding parts for that Lada. But they sold them in Canada, and they can have some parts. And if you live in Europe, a lot of people sell parts for them. And a lot of people like those little cars. They're for cheap transportation. They seem to be okay. They still make them. Some other company bought them. I think they might even be owned by Renault now. But the old ones seem to be pretty reliable from what people tell me. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.
On the move.
Technology?
Did they just put CPs in their software? Genius.
And I found another deduction for you.
Oh my gosh, a cat.
Wow, I've never seen you smile before.
Did I do it right?
Using a health potion.
Thank you.
TurboTax Live, now with CPAs on demand.
Rev up your engines. Today I'm going to answer Bill 731's question. Where do I buy car parts from? I'm always struggling with that myself. I've been working on cars for 51 years, but things change. Places that used to sell good parts now sell crappy parts. Places I've never heard of sell good parts, but places I've never heard of sell bad parts too. So how do you figure out where to buy them? Well, the first thing I'm going to start out with is where not to buy car parts. I would not advise anybody to go to a place like eBay and randomly buy car parts from people that they don't even know who they are, where the parts come from. I tried them in the past, and hey, it bit me in the rear end, and every once in a while I get a customer that bought some parts on eBay. More than half the time, the part doesn't fit, or it's a cheaply made part, it doesn't work right. You gotta know where your parts are coming from. And it depends what kind of parts are you buying. Let's say I want to buy some quality oil. There's nothing wrong with going on the internet and buying oil at the lowest price you can find, as long as you know it's the oil you want. As an example, my Triumph motorcycle. I use this very expensive Motul racing oil for motorcycles and very good oil filters. But I don't go to a motorcycle store and buy them. I buy them online to find the best price. It's the same product. It's just someone selling it cheaper. And the same goes true for bigger, more important parts. Like, say you need a fuel pump. When you buy a fuel pump for a car, my advice is you're best to go OEM, the original equipment manufacturers. Say for a Toyota. Now, this old Celica, most Toyotas, they have Nippon Denso pumps. Toyota doesn't make them. The company Nippon Denso makes them. So as long as you're getting the Nippon Denso pump, it's fine. You can buy it anywhere. But since fuel pumps are an integral part of your fuel injection system, they have to be perfectly made, and you want them to last. Don't go out and buy this cheap knockoff ones, especially Chinese-made ones. I've had people do that. Sometimes they don't work out of the box. Sometimes 6 months later they break. You want a quality part. You can go anywhere and buy it. Feel free to price all over the place. Just make sure that it's the OEM manufacturer, like Nippon Denso in this case. But don't be fooled by the name OEM. There's a lot of manufacturers out there, and they claim their products are OEM. It'll say OEM this, OEM that. Well, like it is Toyota, if it's a fuel pump, it'll be Nippon Denso. If it's some other company and says it's OEM, they're just lying to you. People can print out whatever they want. So make sure you know what you're looking for. And do a little price comparison and quality comparison. Let's take oil filters. Now, you can go to any discount auto parts store and you can get cheap oil filters. Usually they aren't that expensive. But if you want the quality oil filters, sometimes they charge $12, $14 a piece. Hey, I buy the same stuff, and in that case, I do buy it online. I'll buy a case of them online for way less than half of what they're charging at a supposed discount auto parts store. And of course, do shop around. Take something like car batteries. Yeah, they're very important, so you want a good battery. But the prices are wide. I've seen the same crank and amperage battery sold at a store for $70 or $130. And I'm talking the same exact battery. You need to do research on it when you're buying parts. You don't want to just go to some place and buy whatever they got lying around. Now, this is an extreme example, but years ago, there was an auto parts chain here in Houston that they were affiliated with some kind of convenience store. There'd be a convenience store on one side and auto parts on the other. And a friend of mine was a manager of one of them. And he said, at night, they would raise the price of headlights. They know that somebody's headlights burn out. They're coming in at night, and they were open until 11 o'clock at night. They got to have the headlights, so they don't care what the price is. They're going to buy it. I mean, you don't normally see things that bad. But there's a lot of cases where there's lost leaders in the store to get you in, but the prices of other stuff, hey, isn't so good. But many auto parts stores, hey, they jack up the price on items that they sell a lot of, and they're an impulse, like windshield wiper blades. Not only can you buy windshield wiper blades cheaper online or at different kinds of stores like Walmart, but if you do research about things like silicone wiper blades, you'll find that the silicone blades can last a really long time. I asked a guy at a discount auto parts store once, why don't you guys sell silicone wiper blades? And what did he tell me? He said, Scotty, every month we sell thousands of wiper blades. We do not want to sell them silicone wiper blades that might last for years and years. We'd be cutting our own throats and getting rid of one of our big revenue streams, wiper blades. Because in the case of wiper blades, our polluted modern society wears them out so fast. There's so much dust and stuff in the atmosphere that the thin rubber on those, and they're thin so they wipe good and don't clatter, wear out real fast. Where the silicone ones are tougher and they last a long time. So in that case, hey, you might want to go online and buy silicone wiper blades. You'll save money and they'll last so much longer, you won't care that they cost a little bit more. Because if there's one thing I've learned over the last 51 years of fixing cars, and that's don't just go by your pocketbook. Don't always go for the cheapest price, because a lot of times the cheapest price is really cheap quality, especially with tools. These are gear wrenches. They're cool because they have flexing heads at different angles and an open end, so they can get to just about anywhere. These weren't cheap, but these things are 30-something years old. And yeah, I'm a slob. There's a little bit of rust on them because I don't polish them. But hey, they still work perfectly fine. I've seen knockoffs of these gear wrenches. I even tried out a couple of sets years ago, and the stupid things would break when I pulled on them hard. You're better to spend a little bit more for a quality tool if you're going to use them all the time and expect them to be working years from now. And when it comes to buying quality electronic components for your vehicle, you're always best to stick with original equipment 100%. I learned that the hard way. Years ago, I used to work on a lot of German cars. And some of the mass sensors, the mass airflow sensors, some of those things could be $600-700 even years ago. So I try these aftermarket ones that people make.